Our planet is in yet another mass extinction, but unlike previous events, this one is caused by us. Our human activities are creating biodiversity loss. To help reduce biodiversity loss throughout the world, legislations have been put into place to help strengthen the support of threatened species and ecosystems and potentially put a stop to the decline in numbers. In this video, I'll be discussing Australia's national legislation, the Environmental Protection and Biodiversity Conservation Act. This act allows for identification of threatened species and ecosystems and planning their long-term management. This is done under a recovery plan, which is the research and management actions necessary to help listed species. Recovery planning is one of the essential parts of the legislation and critical in guiding actions, but it does come with its challenges. The main challenge currently under discussion today is the effectiveness of these plans. Recovery plans have allowed many species to be identified and listed under threat, encouraging further research into the species and conservation action. Taylor and others in America found that a dedicated recovery plan had prevented extinction in certain species, and plans that were in place for 2 or more years were more than likely to improving the species. Here in Australia, there is little evidence as to whether these plans are reducing species declines or not. A report from the Department of Environment evaluating recovery plans in Australia came to a number of conclusions about recovery planning. A number of taxonomic groups are underrepresented. There is a lack of recovery plans for those who are listed. There is no significant difference in recovery between those who do have a recovery plan and those who don't. And there is a lack of good strategic planning, lack of funding, little actions, and non-specific objectives. Due to the lack of significant evidence demonstrating whether recovery plans are effective or not, many recommendations have been suggested to help improve the plans. And national strategical planning to help maximise conservation efforts, goals are clarified and guided with a definite goal at the end, and a clear definition of recovery, success or failure, earlier listings of species, and a recovery plan for all species to help improve the likelihood of success, a well-trained and dedicated team, and, as it goes with all scientific projects, more funding. To get a better understanding of the effectiveness of recovery planning, more study needs to be conducted to work out what works and what doesn't. From the papers I have read, there was great difficulty in evaluating the effectiveness of recovery plans, as the recovery plans didn't indicate a success or failure, annual reports were still in draft, or there wasn't any at all. For now, the EPBC Act should implement the recommendations to help species and further studies in this area. Thanks for watching.